Okay guys, hi. My name is Thomas, PDGA number is 64450, and this is my in the bag video for the start of season 2016. There are a couple of reasons I wanted to make this video. Firstly, it is to give a public thank you to some very talented people that I'm privileged to call friends, since the theme of my bag is discs that are dyed by other members of Team Trilogy in Finland. And secondly, because I have streamlined the setup that I'm using in tournament play. So let's start with the bag. It's a luxury E2 with some added bling. I love it. End of story. And then putters. Now, I was talking about dyeing the discs, but as we all know, BT plastic or any baseline plastic doesn't hold the dye that well. So therefore, my putting putters, the Swan 2s, two of them, medium plastic, they are undyed, as well as my my gray medium Harp, which is one of my go-to putters now. It's been so beat up that it's basically perfectly straight with almost zero fade at the end. Well, it does fade, yes, if you give it enough height, but thrown low, it'll only give you a minimal fade, and because of the plastic, it won't even skip that much. So for approaches, I love it. But then to the juicy part, continuing with putters. I have a Deco Die Team Trilogy stamped Harp, maximum weight 175 grams. The Deco Die, the Team Trilogy, is an original Deco Die, but the rest of that is made by Tero Tommola. Great disc. It is slightly faster, in my hand at least, slightly faster than the medium one, and I get a bit more fade and a bit more skip out of it, but for me, both forehand and backhand, it's the easiest one to control. And I'm throwing about, I would say, 60-meter putter throws, pushing up probably to 65 with this one. Then I also have another Harp with my PDGA number on it that is done by Mikko Tolonen. It is an awesome, beautiful disc, and one that is VIP plastic, slightly more overstable than the previous one. So I tend to use this one whenever I need a strong hyzer finish with a skip. Distances are pretty much the same. Then mid-range department, we will start with two warships. That's a tournament plastic one that is done by Jari Miettinen, the spin die, beautiful. The disc itself is gorgeous. This is my go-to mid-range that I use for almost everything. Straight with a hyzer finish. Holds any line you put it on, give it some anhyzer, and it will just go right, probably come back a bit, but not much. Very consistent, very reliable. I love this disc. And as a new companion to it is the Pirate Kitty warship by Suvituuli Dietrich. This is a brand new disc, so I haven't been able to wear it out yet. It's only 167 grams, so it's slightly lighter, also tournament plastic, and I'm hoping to beat this one in just enough to make it a bit understable. But that's still a work in progress. However, the disc itself is gorgeous. I love it. Awesome one. With the warships, I average around 80 meters. On a very good day, probably 85, but it's more or less 75 to 80 meters, I would say, is the basic warship throw for me. Then to complement the warship, I have the Tursas. This is also done by Jari Miettinen with the awesome spin die at the edges. Loving this one. This is Torsas. There's nothing I need to tell you about. It's tournament plastic, 171 grams. Great disc. Great disc. Great utility disc as well for all of your understable needs. And then to complement the warship further, to those cases where the warship gets too understable or where I need a stronger hyzer finish, I have the Bard. And this one was made by a former teammate, unfortunately, and we're hoping to have him back. Matti, thank you. And we're hoping to have you back in the team as soon as you have the time again. But yeah, the Bard, mostly a utility disc for me. I use it when I need a strong hyzer finish, or if it's really, really windy, then for my mid-range shots, as well as my forehand. Then down to fairway drivers, which is actually the largest slot in my bag because I mostly only throw fairways. Starting from the most understable one. I use the Sear. This one is also done by Matti. Ah, beautiful, look at it. It's a beautiful disc. 170 grams in tournament plastic. This is a flip machine. Nicely understable. When I throw it on a small hyzer angle, it will just flip up and do that beautiful late turnover at the end. So very useful for me. This one actually kicked the underworld out of my bag in total. And then I got 4 hatchets. Yes, you heard correctly, that is 4 hatchets. The first one, again done by Jari actually, is a VIP plastic one that is 168 grams. And this one is my go-to. If I ever lose this one, I will be a very, very upset and sad little fella, because I use this one almost exclusively from the tee. If I give it hyzer, it will flip up, go straight, make a small S turn, and then again fade back a bit. If I throw it flat, it will do this nice turnover line and then come back ever so slightly, but not that much. And then if I throw it on an extreme hyzer, I can make it flip up and go straight and then finish strongly to the left. So it's an awesome disc. And then another hatchet that is done by Jari, again in VIP plastic, slightly heavier, exactly 170, but beat in just enough that these two are actually identical. So it's kind of depending on the day which one flies better for me. Usually it's this one, but I really like the feel of this one as well. For some reason that I don't know, on wetter conditions, so if it's raining or if air humidity is high, I tend to get a better grip out of the red one. I don't know why, but I still bag them both. Then a tournament hatchet that was done by Mikko. Beautiful one, again with my my PDGA number dyed on it. Excellent one. It's a tournament plastic 173, slightly less understable than the previous 2 ones. So this is your, I would call probably stock normal hatchet. So very reliable, and I haven't thrown it that much, so it's kind of new. So it has a more pronounced fade at the end. And then finally, again one by Jari, is this nice purple with the Thor's Hammer Team Trilogy logo and all of that. This is 175 grams VIP opaque white VIP plastic originally, so it's much less understable than normal hatchets are. So this is that one that I use if I don't want to go right, but I still need the straight hyzer flip with a fade, then I will use this one. Or if there is a throw that I need a hatchet for, but with a slight headwind, I will probably pick this one because it acts a little more stable than the rest of my hatchets. Still, excellent disc, awesome disc. Then another set of 3 of my go-tos, they're the Stags. This one was done by Mikko. It's a 175 gram VIP plastic stag with the original team logo, an old disc in that, and this one has been beaten enough that I can actually turn this over, which is pretty awesome for a stag. And if I throw it low enough, it won't even come back. And it's still very reliable regardless of wind conditions. So this is my my second go-to driver, so to speak. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, with the hatchets, I'm averaging around 90 to 95 meters in length, and with stags, it's between 90 and 100 meters. Yeah, but this is a great go-to disc for me, and also it's a confidence builder, you know, because when I throw this on a small hyzer angle and it flips up and it continues on turning, I know that I'm doing something right with my technique. I love this disc. And then as a backup to that one, I have this marble die pink VIP stag. This is much lighter. This is 169 grams, so it behaves kind of the same even though it is newer. And this one was done by Jari. And this is practically just a backup, unless I have a tailwind, in which case I will pick this one, because being lighter and still kind of acting the same as the previous one, with a tailwind I can get a bit more distance out of this one. Then finally a tournament stag, 171 grams. This is when I need to finish left. That's when I use this one. This was done by Mikko, also with my PDGA number. Beautiful disc. Yeah, we're almost there. Then onto my longest drivers, a set of two, and that's my third go-to, so to speak. So this one, done by Mikko yet again, is my 173 gram tournament Northman. I love the Northman because for me, the disc size and the rim size is perfect for my longish fingers. So I get the most consistent release out of the Northman of all distance drivers that I've tried. I really like this one. It's understable enough that since I throw everything on a small hyzer, it will flip up flat, and then it will just glide for days and then reliably finish to the left, unless there is a headwind. Yeah, so what do I do when there's a headwind? That is when I pick up my second Northman. That was done by Matti. And this is a really weird one. It's 175 Northman VIP. I'm guessing it's a bit of an older run, but it is a very domey compared to the other Northmen that I've had, and I've had plenty. And it also has this really cool, like almost like a pop top type of a thing. And this thing is stable, almost over stable. So this is what I use in a headwind, or if I really need to finish left. Oops, I almost forgot. 2 more discs. They're not dyed. So if anybody gets any ideas out of this, then you'll know what to do. A VIP Air Northman. Can't even remember the weight. But yeah, I can. 156 grams. Excellent one for tailwinds. Excellent one for calm conditions when you need that just a little bit of extra distance. I think the stability is pretty close to a slightly beaten in tournament plastic one. I'm in love with this one, and I would probably add another one into my bag sometime in the future, possibly. We'll see. And then a new addition. I wanted the perfect utility disc. Everybody was talking good things about the Felon, but as you've seen, I throw West Side discs exclusively, as before, So this is the disc I've been waiting for, and boy did it deliver. I'm loving it. So it's the Longbowman, and this one is 169 in tournament plastic, and it's exactly what I was hoping for it to be. So it's very, very overstable. Well, not very overstable, but for my arm, it's very overstable with a very reliable fade, and I can control this due to the size of the rim. I can control this both backhand and forehand. So this is a new addition, and therefore has no ink on it yet. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, but anyway, thanks for listening. That's it. Bye.